back. Now, President Donald Trump has decided to double the steel tariffs to 50%, vowing to protect the U.S. steel workers. He slammed foreign steel imports, warning no one will get around the new tariffs, as Trump announced plans to double the steel import tariffs from 25% to 50%, aiming to protect U.S. steel makers despite concerns about rising costs for housing, auto and construction industries as well. Srinjoy is connected with us. Srinjoy, good morning. The proposed tariff hike, if implemented, could actually raise costs for industries that rely heavily on steel, including housing, automotive and even constructive sector. Now, is Donald Trump back to his familiar trade tactics?
Well, first of all, Donald Trump has a transactional attitude. So it's entirely possible that he is speaking about tariffs to get some kind of compensatory action from other countries and then reduce his tariffs. So a lot of times this is a threat of coming up with something and then getting the other side to do a deal with him. We saw that with China. We saw that with other countries, China primarily. Now we have to see what he actually means. Because if he said something today, it doesn't mean the same thing would apply tomorrow. So as far as these tariffs on steel are concerned, very well, he has spoken about it today. But what is he going to do tomorrow? That is the question that has to be looked at. Is this some kind of a threat, or is this the bottom line? So with Donald Trump, it's hard to work out which is which.
But what about as far as his ties with with China is concerned, Srinjoy, because the doubling of steel levies further intensifies Trump's global trade war, and this is also coming at a time when he has accused China of breaking a deal to mutually ease tariffs and trade restrictions.
Well, at one point, tariffs on China were over 150%. It was huge. It was a number after which you could not do any deal anyway. Basically, it meant that there would be no trade with China, which would be odd, distinctly odd, because China is the world's largest exporter of manufacturing goods, and America is the world's largest importer of manufacturing goods. Now, such a situation had arisen when there could be no imports from China. But it's got to a stage after the talks of a deal in progress that this has got sorted out. So one hopes that in the future, for the sake of the American people, at least in the short run, things will even out.
Well, this seems to be Donald Trump's steely resolve as far as hiking tariff prices on steel nearly 50%, as he has said that this hike would further protect domestic steel producers and will strengthen American manufacturing. Srinjoy, for the moment, thank you very much for joining in.